From Washington, this is VOA News. In the Iran nuclear talks, improvements but no agreement yet. And an agreement in the climate change talks. I'm Vincent Bruce, reporting from Washington. Top diplomats from 6 countries say they have narrowed differences with Tehran on curbing Iran's nuclear program, but could not say if they will reach an agreement. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry joined counterparts from Russia, Britain, France, China, and Germany in Geneva Saturday in a continued effort to get Tehran to limit its uranium enrichment program. Kerry met separately with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov on the sidelines of the meetings. World powers say Iran's nuclear program can be used to develop nuclear arms and have imposed sanctions on the oil-rich country. Tehran argues that it is developing nuclear power for energy and other peaceful purposes. More details at voanews.com. United Nations negotiators have avoided a last-minute collapse of climate talks in Warsaw and approved a modest agreement that clears the way for a 2015 pact to fight global warming. After 2 weeks of negotiations at the UN Climate Change Conference, delegates from more than 190 countries Saturday agreed on a deal apportioning targets for carbon emissions cuts between rich and poor nations. The deal also covers funding for countries vulnerable to climate change impacts. The talks carried over into an extra day and only moved forward after negotiators replaced the word commitments in the text with the word contributions. China and India said the word change could give them wider latitude when proposing emissions targets. More details at voanews.com. In Latvia, the recent death toll from the collapse of the roof of a crowded supermarket in Riga reportedly exceeds 50, including 3 firefighters. The state secretary of the Latvian Interior Ministry said Saturday rescuers will resume searching for bodies Sunday morning.
The decision is to stop the rescue works for now till tomorrow morning because of technical solution. We are looking for the next technical solution, how to safely continue already research works, not rescue works, because as mentioned emergency service, that the possibility to find alive people is almost zero.
Rescuers stopped working at various times to try and pinpoint mobile phones they could hear ringing under the wreckage. Police say they have opened a criminal investigation into why the roof fell on shoppers Thursday night with little warning. Another part of the roof caved in hours later, trapping rescue workers. In Pakistan Saturday, some 10,000 or more people, led by Pakistan cricket star turned politician Imran Khan, protested U.S. drone strikes blocking a NATO supply route into Afghanistan. Khan threatened to block supply lines through his region indefinitely if the drone attacks do not end. Khan said his government cannot stop the drones, but they can still stop the NATO supply and will. Saturday's protest comes just 2 days after a suspected U.S. drone strike on an Islamic seminary in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa killed at least 6 people. Some tension in Afghanistan this weekend over President Hamid Karzai's announcement that he would delay signing a 10-year security pact with the United States. VOA's Sharon Bain has more.
In a direct rebuke to Afghan President Hamid Karzai, the head of a 2,500-strong gathering of tribal and community leaders on Saturday said if the assembly approves the so-called bilateral security agreement with the United States, the deal should be signed right away. Mr. Karzai shocked Washington when, at the opening of the 4-day Loya Jirga gathering, said he would not sign the pact until after the April 2015 presidential elections. Sigbatullah Mojaddedi, leader of the Jirga and a former president of Afghanistan, reacted strongly. He says Mr. Karzai does not have the right to make such a comment because all of his demands and wishes were accepted and implemented by the Americans. Sharon Bain, VOA News, Kabul.
President Karzai is to address the Loya Jirga on Sunday. The ruling union for the Republic, headed by Mauritanian's leader Mohamed Ould Abdel Aziz, is expected to retain power in that nation's first general election since a military coup 5 years ago. While most opposition parties staged a boycott, saying the poll was, quote, a masquerade, some 1,500 candidates from 74 parties competed for 147 seats in parliament and the leadership of 218 local councils. For all the latest, visit us at voanews.com 24 hours a day. I'm Vincent Bruce, VOA News, reporting from Washington.